Hello, hello. I'm still figuring out how this thing works. It's it's a little bit complicated. This whole thing, you connect one app to another app. Anyway, we're here. We are here. Thank you so much for joining me in this adventure about creating a landing page from scratch. I'm a little bit late. I'm sorry about that, but that's because I was still figuring out how this whole thing works. Every time I've done it many times, and I still struggle every time. Anyway, there's some people here. Let's wait for more people to arrive, and just in the meantime, I would love to see. I would love to go to the chat and just introduce yourselves. So, who are you? What do you do? What are you? Where are you watching from? Where are you visiting us from? So, and I already started there in the chat. Sketch together. That's me. Uh, Yay! Okay, some people are here. There you go. There you go. Okay, so introduce yourselves. So say your name. What do you do? What keeps you busy? And then from there, just tell us, hey, I'm watching from this city. I speak this language. I don't know. Tell something about yourself while we wait for more people to arrive. Oh, okay. So we have 29 people. That's pretty good. So let me tell you one thing. This is scary. It's gonna be scary. Why? It's scary because I haven't. I've only done the wireframe here, and so I haven't done even the design. And I'm gonna be sharing the process, and it's gonna be messy, and it's gonna be bad. But it's good. But it's gonna be good because it's part of that, right? We all go through that, and now you're going to watch it live. Eating popcorn. What snack? Also, share that. What snack are you eating? I really like. I'll share my one of my favorite snacks. It's Mexican candy, chili spicy candy. Which you would say spicy? That doesn't sound like candy. Well, Mexican candy is spicy. It has a little bit like chili, flakes, and lemon, and it's salty. Yeah, that's candy. Yeah, that's the Mexican candy for you. And that's one of my favorite snacks. Mango, like mangoes with like a dried mango with chili. Those are like I can just eat a full bag of that. I can and forever, and I will never get tired of that. So, what is your snack? What is a snack from wherever you're visiting from? Because a lot of different cultures have their own like little snacks that they grow up eating, or maybe a brand or something that they grew up eating, and it's only specific to the region. So yeah, it's always nice to go to a different country, try their snacks, and then it's like, yeah, this is not for me, but I appreciate that they did that. Because, for example, not a lot of people like chili candy from Mexico. They're like, oh, what the hell is this? I love it, but I grew up eating that stuff. So it's just like I eat it, and then it just like transports me to my childhood, just like eating that stuff and just like crying of how good it was. So maybe there's a snack like that for you, maybe a candy or something. So yeah, so we're waiting. Oh, we have 50 people. I think that's a cue for us to get started to do it. It sounds like a lot of people are here. And there's a question: is that an SM7B? Yes, it is a Shure microphone. I had this for a long time, and then I just bought this little arm, and now how professional is this? I mean, you are in the right place, my friends. This is professional. Look at that camera. It's just like top quality, right? Yes, it's supposedly Michael Jackson used this microphone in Thriller. That's the marketing that they use whenever they want to sell you this. And I didn't buy it because of that. I bought it because supposedly it's really good for podcasting and other stuff. And I do also make music, so I record my vocals with this little guy. So yes, from France, people from Los Angeles. Hello from coronavirus. Oh, okay. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, Guadalajara. From Poland. That is so great. From Spain, from España. Thank you so much for. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. This is so cool. All over the place. Lithuania. Wow. Are you drunk? No, I don't actually drink. I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank alcohol for over 3 years. So I'm not drunk. I'm drunk in happiness, in caffeine. I did drink a lot of coffee today, so maybe that's my addiction. So, shall we start? Let me jump to my OBS, and now let's just get started. I think there's enough people here to get us started, and let me jump into this little guide. So, oh, hold on. Yes, there you go. No. Before that, there you go. Okay, let me switch this. Thank you so much for joining me, number one, and thank you so much for being here and just like allowing me to share my process. Today, we're going to be creating a landing page from scratch, from zero, from nothing. Okay, there's some stuff to get started, but the actual pictures, the actual pixels have not been put together. So this is going to be a long session. So I hope you're ready. Go grab your popcorn, your snacks. I don't know. Go do it now. Okay, so we're going to go from wireframe to design to development. We're going to wireframe and no, hold on. I'll tell you later. So the agenda today. First, we're going to see the overview of the project. What is this all about? What is this landing page for? Then just a brief of the actual, the stuff that we're going to be building and a copy. Also, we're going to check the wireframe. I already did the wireframe, but I'll invite you. There's actually a link in the description to take you to the wireframe. You can go see it live. We're going to see it, and it's in freehand, so we're going to be able to see each other there. Also, we're going to do the design, actually, from scratch, based on the wireframe. The wireframe's already done, but we're going to create the design based on that, and then we're going to implement it using Webflow. And that's it. That's our agenda for today. Hopefully, I'm guessing this is going to take a while. This is going to take at least 3 hours. So I hope you're ready. You can come and you can go. So now, overview. An overview of this project. OpenPips. OpenPips is an illustration library that I'm working on, that I've been working on, and I plan to launch it this Monday. So we're creating the landing page that we're going to be using this Monday, actually. So it's a library to mix and match doodles of people, and also, yeah, so it's like an illustration library, so different components and nested components, and you can just like change the face, change the hair, change the clothing, change the smile or the frown. So that's the illustration library, and we're going to be creating a landing page for that. So let me show you now the objectives of this landing page are going to be to showcase what you can do with this library, and also educate how to even use this library. Is it free? Is it not free? Can I use it? All of that stuff, which is, by the way, it's free. It's going to be open source and everyone can use it. No attribution required. And then create it. Create as in like to actually get them to download the library so they can start creating stuff. So that's going to be one of the objectives, an invitation to start using it. Okay, so now the tools that we're going to be using today is, I'm going to be using, you're just going to be watching me use it. It's Notion. Notion for the board. I manage all my project using Notion, and also the copy and the documentation and all that stuff. Then from there, we're going to go to the wireframe. We're going to be using InVision Freehand. That allows us to just like do everything in low resolution and just like a low fidelity and just like a planned stuff. Then we're going to be using SketchUp to put together the library and the elements of the website, and then implement in Webflow, and that's it. And the tool that I'm using right now to this live stream, I don't know if you're interested, but it's OBS. OBS is Open Broadcast System. I think that's what it means. and that's what I'm using right now for us to be live, and obviously YouTube. And uh, so that's it. Why don't we get started with the first thing, which is Notion? So let me share my screen. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. So this is, okay, it's over here. So this is the project that I've been, the board, the Kanban board that I'm using to manage this project. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff that I haven't started and a lot of stuff that I have completed. Today, we're going to be working on this on the landing page. And on the landing page, I already created a brief. By the way, I also shared a link to this. This is an open board, so you can see it if you want to. You can leave comments too. So just go to the description if you want to just like see the progress of this, and all of this is live. So this is the landing page brief, and just like I was saying, there's an overview, there's the objectives of this landing page, and also the copy. I started putting together the copy, and usually that's how I, hold on, are you seeing myself? Yeah. And by the way, I'm just going to be I'm a little bit worried that can you actually see me? Yeah, stop rambling and get on with it. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. So yeah. So usually when I start a landing page, when a project like this, I start writing it, and this is how I do it. I just like what is the section about, and then I start putting the copy before I even put any pixels together. Before I even wireframe anything, I start putting this together, just so to know the objectives and what I'm going to design. So in case this is something that is useful to you, this is how I do it. So now let's go to the wireframe. I put everything together, but I actually copied this also on freehand. And hey, already someone just put hey here. So, but by the way, again, there's a link for this, and it seems like a lot of people are here. So here's also the copy. I just put it together, and then I started wireframing all of this stuff. And I started putting together different options of how to do this. And on the hero, for example, the first section, the above the fold hero, I was thinking that maybe we can do the copy and a download button on the left, and then like a half and half layout. So let me just put it here, like a half and half layout that just like has the image here, and just like maybe a looping image, and then just like the invitation to download over here. Another idea was like maybe in the middle, just like a box that is floating, and then in the background we just have images there. Actually, something like this. Maybe I just like follow this same design to just do it. And another one was this design, where it's like a more artistic stuff. I don't think I'm going to have time to actually do this. It's going to be too complicated. I really would love to do something like this, but it's going to be a little bit too complicated. So I'm thinking it has to be one of these two. And I am guessing this one. Oh, it sounds like people are voting. Yeah, you know what? Actually, people, vote. If you want to vote, you can just vote by just like saying, yeah, do this. For example, I'm going to vote on that. So if you want to vote, go ahead and vote. Now, value prop. Value prop, it's the value prop is this one. So the value, I'm actually going to keep presenting. Percent, and the value prop is just like a mix and match, and you can combine different components. So I was thinking that we could either have it like a center aligned, center justified layout, or we could do something that is like left and right. So we can see the image on the left, and we can see the copy and the content on the right. And this one, as you can see, this one is taller than this one, because this one would be like a vertical, the viewport height, versus this one will just have like padding. Oh my God, who's that? No, please don't present. Please don't present while I'm here. But thank you for trying the tool. So yeah, I think I don't know. Vote for this one. People are voting. Yeah, thank you so much for voting, Ma. Now, education. For this one, I don't have many options. I just think that this is the one. I already did a design that is a little bit like this. So I think the idea is here that we have an avatar in the middle and then some things pointing to the avatar, to the person, showing what you can do with it. And actually, let me show you real quick what I mean with that. And I did this for the illustration library where it has like some instructions like this. So I think I'm just going to use that. I'm going to actually copy this just for inspiration over here. There you go. Now we have some inspiration here just to show us what's going on. This is what I mean. So I think I'm just going to keep something like this. Now on the value prop, it looks like someone is already doing this, already voting. And one is like, again, similar layout to this, but maybe, but on the other side, so that we have the image here and we showcase the different things that you can do with sitting and standing and walking, or like a slideshow, like a carousel. So carousels are hard to manage when on responsive because and they can be annoying if they're out of play and stuff. So, but they're also easy to just implement and not worry about it. Just like show it. So I think I'm going to vote for this one, and people are already voting for this, and I think it's the right choice. I just but the option there was there. Then collection. Collection, I don't have many options on this. I just want to make a grid that showcases different options, different combinations of the library, just already pre-made that you can download as SVG or PNG and just like grab and download. And then here are some tabs. These tabs will show different. There you go. Hold on. Now I want to play. We're playing here, so I'm going to play here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, are you gonna play or what? It's your turn. Oh no, it was my turn. Anyway, I suppose you're gonna put it there. Okay, sorry, I'm rambling here. Other people can play. So the collection is going to be a grid, and this is going to be powered by a CMS. So I can see it, different images in a collection on CMS, and then tabs to the different variants where one is like bust, sitting, and standing. So that's why there are tabs here. Now on the CTA, this is at the bottom of the page, just reminding you, download this thing. And it had two layouts, one similar to what was doing before, and one that is just like a blank, and then we have the little avatars here on the bottom, just like fixed to the bottom. I'm going to vote for this one. I like this one, this idea. But Alex, thank you so much for voting for what I'm voting. I think we have different winners. I think I'm going to go with this. So I'm just going to put it together. Ooh, I'm just going to like this, and then this little guy over here. I think this is how our website is going to look. Just the final. I had the options here on the left, and now I'm just putting it together as a wireframe, final wireframe before I build it. I love that people are playing here. Who won? Who won this? And already people voted here, so we're gonna go with this one. And now, there you go. Now we have our landing page. Different sections showing different things, values of benefits of this library, and also how it works. And again, another value prop, and then just like a grab and go, just like a download this stuff, and then another CTA at the bottom. I think this is it. This is good. I'm really liking this. I'm going to just actually just create a screenshot of this so I can put it on my design. So okay, so that's it. I'm going to jump to my design tool. I'm going to be using Sketch for this, only because the library is already really easy to navigate on Sketch and all these elements. And by the way, this is the library. This is the library you'll be able to download. And let me show you a little bit of how this works. So I'm just going to duplicate this little guy so you can see the variations. So over here, no, actually, I'm going to insert it. So I go to symbols, document, a person, and then I just insert, for example, this little person. And then from there, I can change different things, different variants. So I can change the accessories that it has. For example, eye patch, glasses, sunglasses. Let's leave these glasses. And then from there, I can also change the expression. So it can be like this one, really like I don't know, like what would that be? Loving, also monster if you want to, all older ages, rage, and different expressions. So you can change all of that. And then from there, you can also change the shape of the head, which includes the hairdo. So just bun, afro, like a ton of different hairdos. No hair, different variations of no hair, pump, shaved on one side, different variations of shaving, short hair. This person is not happy. Let's put a happy person here. So hold on. There you go. It's kind of like eating. And then also I can change the body type, the body clothing. So, and so you can just like imagine all this thing. Yeah, there's one that has a t-shirt of Selena. And Como la Flor. If you haven't heard Selena, you're missing out on some cumbia. Okay, so here, as you can see, all the different variations. I made the calculation, and apparently there's 500,000 variations. I don't know if my calculations were right. Somebody can please do the math for me. But I think when you combine all of these different components, you get a lot of different variations. And here are all the different components. So all the different head and hairdos, all the different facial hair. Oh, I didn't show the facial hair, but look at this one. It's just a gigantic mustache. And all the different expressions, all the different bodies, and just like clothing, and also the different poses for sitting and standing. So a lot of different stuff. I'm still working on that, and you can go to the board just to see all the other stuff that I'm adding to that and if you want to, you can leave comments here too. But I just so you can see the progress of all the stuff that is upcoming. So, okay, and also, by the way, if you want to, it's going to come on Sunday, but if you want to, just like give me your email address and I'll send you an update when it's out, and also update you when a new variation is out. So, okay, so this is this is the library. Now let's jump to the design. So I already started some stuff here, but I don't think we're going to be using this. I'm pasting the wireframe that we did on Freehand, on InVision Freehand, and this is where we're going to create. And I'm going to just like keep it super low fidelity, even here. Just what I need from here from the design, it's actually just the images, so I can export them and then put them on Webflow. So most of the actual design is going to happen on Webflow. Here is going to be just like putting together the different components, so I can export them as SVG and PNGs and use them as assets on Webflow. Okay, so first thing, we decided we were going to go with half an image and then the copy here. So I think I can just like copy this little guy and then put it over here. Apparently this button, I just didn't do a group. I didn't put a component. So let's just make it like this for now. Again, all of this stuff is going to be more fleshed out on Webflow. So, okay, so this one is going to be, I think, half and half. So let me just check that the size of this is for web. So here on the artboards, I can just go to responsive web and then change it so it's desktop HD. It's a little bit smaller apparently. So I'm just going to adjust this little guy. So this is going to be my container, and let's adjust it so it's half, and I can See, does it snap? It doesn't snap. So what is the size of this? This is the width of it is 1440. So I'm just going to put 1442. Apparently I already had it. And then there you go. It's around that. And then let's what image should we put here? I think something like this. So something like this is going to be okay. Again, this is the first version, so I might change it later, but for now, so we can just put the bones together on Webflow, let's just paste stuff here. So I'm going to paste stuff here, and I'm going to just this container, I'm going to center these two little guys. There you go. And then I'm going to mask it. That way I have this this element over here. And let me just put this mask all the way to the right and all the way to the top. There you go. So I don't like the, I am actually, hold on, should the background be white? No, white, it should be white. Because if not, you cannot see the actual elements. So I'm actually realizing there are little gaps here. So I'm just going to change the spacing between the elements just a little bit more, so they are a little bit more closer together, and there's less gaps. Ooh, yeah, around there. That's it, around there. Now, when I want to export this, I actually don't want to export this exact image. I want it to be more like square. Because I'm going to put it on Webflow when I implement it. It's going to be like a background image. So the background image, I want it to be flexible enough that it can grow. So I think it should be even like more vertical, like around, I think around there. That's what I want to export. But for now, for my design, I just want to keep it there so I can see what's going on. But where I'm actually going to export is going to be this, so it can just adjust to different screen sizes, and so it doesn't pixelate too much. Okay, so let me adjust that landing page. And now let's continue with our side. Oh, something else that I want to do. I think it will be good to delimitate the container size, just so I keep a consistent sizing across sections. So I'm just going to create a container for each section, just like a, and I'm actually going to section container. I'm going to call it, just so I know what the hell is happening. So this guy, I'm going to put it all the way to the bottom, and then, and see, now I can actually center it to this. Perfect. And then I can duplicate it. And by the way, what I'm doing is all black and white. I want it to be all black and white. So so that's going to be easy because I don't have to choose colors, just black and white. That's perfect. So next section is going to be this little value prop. And this value prop tells us that you can mix and match. So mix and match elements, and we went with this type of like a left and right layout. So we're going to create a static image for now. So the static image is just going to have, ooh, what's going on here? Oh, that's from this guy. You know what? I'm just going to duplicate this guy. I'm going to put an archive. I don't need this anymore for now. I'll potentially need it later. So that way it's not distracting. Okay, so I have my other section. I just want to do this little guy. And so let's actually copy this and this. And for this, I want, this is going to be the H1, but this is going to be the H2. And I think the H2 should potentially be, well, not as big as 96 pixels. That's huge. So I'm going to actually turn it half of that. So 96 between 2 is going to be 48. Let's 48 by 1.2. That's around there. That's a good size, I think. That's actually, yeah, that's a good size. So it says mix and match. So I can just mix and match. By the way, the typeface that I'm using right now, it's this typeface called Tiffany. Let me just zoom in so you can see it. This one, Tiffany, is amazing. I love it. It's beautiful. So I'm going to try it out. If it doesn't really work, I'm just potentially not going to use it. But I'm going to try it out, and hopefully it does work. And okay, so so early in your process, it's good that you have a good naming conventions. That's what do you call this? I suppose like layer hygiene. That's how I call it. 56. I think 56 is gonna be better. No, 56. No, because I want it to be around there. So actually, this container. So this should be potentially around 6 columns, like around there. Let me change it. So 3, 6. So it should be around here. There you go. So that's what is the size of this guy? There you go. So 460. So let's do the same with this guy. This is 460, just so it has half of this, and then that way I can keep using it. And apparently I need to round to pixel. Before I continue, let me go to the chat to see if there's any questions, if I'm doing something wrong. Pablo, enhorabuena, open peeps, diagonal. I wonder if the diagonal photo will... Yeah, the diagonal photo, I think it will look pretty cool. I just think that the implementation of it is going to be really hard. You know, I'm only imagining what. By the way, let me round this. This should be 58. 58. It's going to be really hard to implement because I wanted to use parallax for that, and I think if I do the parallaxing, it's going to take me a long time, and I think it's not appropriate for this because you all have. Maybe it's for another video, you know. So, okay, so we have this guy, and we chose one that is not 100% viewport height. As you can see, it's a little bit shorter. So this doesn't have to be as tall. Let me just put a border so we can actually see it. And let me center it here. And, no. Let me center it here and around there. So around there, and I'm just going to be copy pasting this stuff because I want to go faster. And I want to put a couple of images here that represent this. So, and the idea is this is going to be like a looped video, but the loop video, I'm going to do it later. For now, let's just put a placeholder of an image that I'm going to replace later. So let's go over here and just check some of the compositions that we have here. And I think, what do you think of this composition? These 3 persons over here, these 3 people. So let me group it. I'm going to just put over here. This is going to be my placeholder for now. And by the way, when I copy paste, these things remained linked to the library. So, they might not actually. No, I actually, dude. Yeah, they're not a part of the library anymore. Anyway, it's okay. They're placeholders, so it's okay. The idea is that these should be part of the library. That once you go to OpenPeeps, it should just like replace those elements and always keep them aligned with the library. Apparently, there are elements that are hidden there. No. So let me just center this. And now I'm going to use this little guide that allows me to, and I'm going to also group this as the content. So put content, and then, content. No, what I do? Content, and then I'm going to group these this guy's using Anima, and Anima would allow me to add some padding. So automatically detected the padding here, and I'm going to put a top padding of 120. And that way, it just like automatically changed the size of this container. I don't know if you saw that. Let's actually test it and see. 120 top and 120 bottom. If I wanted to change that, I can just go here, and it's like, no, actually 80. So boom, it changes that. That's pretty cool, but let's keep it 120. We can change it in Webflow if we think it's too much. There you go. So we have one section ready. This is this section. Now the how does it work section. And I already have something over here, so I'm just going to copy paste and I can recreate it later. So let's copy this little guy, and and let's also copy this container. Okay, I'm just going to paste this, and I'm going to change it in a bit. So I'm copy this, paste it, so I can just have another section, and I'm going to make it a little bit taller, all the way to the bottom. And then here, this is going to be also just like this. It's not going to be 100% viewport height. It's going to be more like a width padding. So on this section, we want to educate how this thing works, what you can change, the capabilities that it gives you. So let me just change the text of this. What typeface am I using? I'm using TT Commons. So I'm going to change it to TT Commons. So TT Commons, TT Commons. Really like this typeface. It's like a geometric sans typeface that, wow, it just goes super small when you change it like this. I think it's because it makes you feel like this is too big. I think that's the problem, that this is just too big right now. We should make it a little bit smaller. So I'm going to make the whole thing way smaller. And so we have the arrows and we have the people. So let me just transform this, scale it down to around 80%. See how quick? It's just like it's really scrappy, the process that we're following right now. Later, I'm going to like perfect the pixel in the implementation. Okay, so don't you freak out. I know you're potentially freaking out, like, Pablo, what the hell? This is horrible process you're following, Pablo. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, eight pixels. I think that's good. So, we're going to align it again. This is something that I think I'm going to align in Webflow, and I'm thinking of using a grid. Oh man, this is going to be hard to implement. We might not do it today. We're going to do the first version of it, and then I'll go into detail later. But the idea is that I can see this working as a 3-column grid, and then the first column has 3 rows. Well, and also this 3 rows, but this one expands. The thing in the middle expands to the 3 rows, and then this also expands to 3 rows, but we're only using 2 of the rows. And yeah, I think that's how we're going to do it. But let's just keep this in center here, and let's add some text. And the text on this one was, how does it work? I don't know if that's the best copy. Again, something that we're going to change later. How does it work? How does anything work in life? Can please someone tell me how stuff works in the world? Sometimes I just don't understand, and sometimes I'm happy I don't understand, because maybe if I knew, I would go insane. Okay, cool. So let's do the same as we did before. Let's just group this element. This one is a little bit tricky, actually. Let's eyeball it. We're going to eyeball it only because the component is a little bit too tall. And I think around there, that's going to be it. We can adjust it over there to be 120 pixels. Okay, it's looking good. Well, it's not looking great, actually. I don't know if this typeface, again, something that I'm going to adjust over there. Next section. Next section is going to be easy because we already have one. We're just going to duplicate this little guy, and let's just, no, let's keep it like this, and then I can just move this over here, and then I can move this. Why is this guy here? Oh, I forgot that this is has the anima padding thing. So it's outer resizing. How cool is that? It's cool until you don't know what the hell is going on. But anyway, So this one is about sit, stand, and walk, which actually this composition makes more sense. Again, let's use a placeholder. And for this one, I'm thinking of doing something different. So I'm thinking that number one, we don't want to use the animal plugin anymore. So let's remove that padding thing because that's just going to trip out our layout. There you go. So let me ungroup this little guy, and then let's say what is the copy? Sit, stand, and walk. So sit, stand, walk. Again, the copy, it's a work in progress. I don't think it's the best copy, but we're working on that, okay? And on this one, I like the idea of using white text with a black background. What do you think? Do you like that idea too? I'm sure that you like that idea too. So let's change this to white. And right now it looks like it disappeared. But we just want to change it like this. Sit, stand, and walk. And then we can just put our composition center over here. And this one is going to be a little bit bigger. So around there. Sit, stand, and walk. This is just going to be a placeholder image that I'm going to adjust later. For now, let's just use this so I can use it later. And I think it's going to just like also going to be a video that auto plays looking at the sit and stand and walk. But for now, an image will suffice. Just to make it different, let's actually change it. We don't have let's change the composition. Actually, we don't have a walking one, so we need a walking one. What do you think about these? Sit, stand, and walk. Let's copy all these guys. All these persons, all these people. Let's copy them here. Hold on, but let me make the composition again. Wow, how boring is this? Are you just like, oh, Pablo, you're so slow. You are slow, Pablo. I'm doing the best I can. Look at this. This one is just like... So I actually took a photo of myself to make this illustration, and it looks so fake. But I changed the name of this to be Robot Dance. But it was supposed to be like a natural walking composition, and then it looks so fake because I was like, when I took the photo to be based, it just like me posing to be walking. And this one is actually more natural. So this one is the Robot Dance. It's just like. Okay, let's change this one. Let's keep this person here just like this, and let's remove the robot pose for now. Let's create a composition. Our composition is looking dope. Look at that. Yeah, boy. Yeah, they're all like tripping. They're looking at something interesting. Let's actually change the expression on one of them at least. Come on, Pablo. Change. Oh, let's add some facial hair. We don't have facial hair here. Let's add some. There you go. That's a big beard. I love it. Let's change the this to black and white, just so it's not the other one. There you go. That way. No, I actually like this one better. Let's change this one then. See? The cool thing is that you can try different things. Oh my God, it's doing like a yoga pose. Just keep this one. Let's make it a little bit bigger just so it fits the container. And I think this one should be 100% vertical height. So it's going to be around there. And let's center it to our containers. There you go. It's looking dope. I think that's my opinion of how it's looking. You can tell me what you actually think. You can tell me, no, Pablo, does not look dope. And that's okay. That's okay. So by the way, I think each one of these should have also something that says download the library. Download the library, and yeah, so all of these should have a call to action. This one should have a call to action, but it's not a button. The button is over here and all the way to the bottom. Here's more going to be like a text link, and I think it should be smaller, so maybe 18 pixels. 18 pixels should be good enough. There you go, download the library. It's not too much in your face, but it's really reminding you that, hey, you can download it right here. Are you convinced already? You want to try it out? Here's the link. Okay, so it's starting to look okay. I don't know if, hopefully it's look, hopefully it will look better later. So grab and go. This is going to be a collection. So for this one, we already have something already started. So I'm just going to, just going to move over here and just copy some of these elements. So around there. And then over here, I'm just going to make this a little bigger, and then I'm going to paste the elements here. And this is just going to be a grid that allows you to just download the component as SVG or PNG. And this is going to be like a collection. So, oh man, it's going to be boring for me adding all of this. So I hope you're ready for that. That's going to be a break for you, I think. You can just like go and do something else. Go watch a Netflix show while I do my collection. That's going to be later. So what's the copy on this? The copy on this is grab and go. Hot and ready. That's grab and go. Again, the copy is a little bit cheesy. We could do better. I'm sure we can do better. Let me change. How does it work? Let me actually go to the Notion page. I have have this guy, and this guy is actually has a copy, the final copy. So I should potentially be using the final copy. Dum dum dum. Collection, copy, download any of these. Yeah. Oh, damn it. So this should be black. I'm not using textile, I'm not using graphic styles. I should be using that. I highly recommend always doing that. Just here now, just to keep it quick and easy, I'm not doing that. But sometimes actually that saves you a lot of time. So I'm not advocating for not using that, okay? So do the opposite of what I'm doing. That's my advice. Grab and go. So this is going to be a gallery, and maybe there's going to be a button that says load all. And but not for now, because I think there should be a limit on how many I use. But I think just something that allows you to just like go to a full page. View all, and it's centered. You scroll down, you wanted to see more, you didn't find what you wanted, so let's allow you to just like go to a place, a site where, sorry, a page where there are many more variations. And now here, I don't think we're gonna do this, but maybe I can just start it and I'll finish it. But here I want it to be bust, a tab navigation. So a bust, so it's going to be bust, sitting, and standing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 16 pixels between sit and sitting and standing. Standing. 16 pixels between these little guys. And let's change it to bold. And let's change let's add a little indicator that is telling you you are in this tab. Okay, if the bolding was not enough, let me use 4 pixels. That's good. That's pretty clear, I think. Let's see, how big are these? 117. That's a weird size. Let's make it 116. That's a less weird, I think, size. Okay. And 116, just so it's actually 120 must be better. But I don't even know what that song is, but I'm just humming it. I don't know why it's in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's leave a 24 pixel padding here, 24 pixel padding here, and we should, no, actually, I think it should be 40 pixels here. and a padding of how many pixels over here? I think it needs a little bit more padding than what it has right now. 80. Let's go to 120. At least 120. That's the padding we want. There you go. We have a collection ready. People, the idea is that they hover and then should it be hover? I know. I'm debating about that, but it might not be hover actually. But it should be a little indicator that just allows you to download as SVG or PNG, and that's it. We're almost done with the design. Oh my god, this is not looking centered. Okay, I'll fix it later. And the last one. This is the last one, or CTA, very important. Just at the end, just scroll. The person is scroll all the way down, and you have one more opportunity to tell them to download your library. So I wonder, should we do it black? I think black would be great. Let me go back and just like copy this container. Copy it here, and then I'm going to paste it over here. Just going to let's do 120. Let's change this so it has a black background, and now our text should be white, and just like that. And apparently it didn't change. Oh, I need to move it all the way to the bottom, and start creating stuff. That's the copy. Let me just go to my copy document just to check that that is the actual copy. Okay, hold on. Yeah, here. So start creating stuff, and then the copy is, well, I'll copy paste it in a bit. Start creating stuff, yo. And the copy is download the illustration library and create your own. Oh, this is too long. This is too damn long. We can change it later. Again, this is digital. It's not being printed. So anytime we can go back and just change it. How cool is that, right? That's one of the things that I love about working with digital products. That the flexibility that it gives you just to iterate live and see, oh, we screwed up. It's okay. Just change it. Nobody cares. Okay, cool. So we have that. That's going to be our button. I'm thinking it should be white border, and then on hover it turns into white. So that's going to be our button here. Download library. Download library, and this should be potentially 16 or 18. Let's just center this little dude around there. Yeah, this is starting to look good. There you go. And then now also I want people down here. So I'm going to actually just select all these people. I'm going to paste them, and I'm going to say that they're all aligned to the center. And then let me do some padding between them. How cool is this thing? This feature that allows you to just like it doesn't allow me. Hold on. I was trying to just like change the spacing between the elements, and it didn't do anything for me. Yeah, distribute unevenly. Oh, damn it. There you go. So now what I want to do is just like bring them closer and closer around there. There you go. Look at that. They went to the same cell and they're using the same t-shirt. Let's change the t-shirt on this person. Let's change it to killer. Yeah, that's kind of killer in the middle of our composition. And let's change this one to turtleneck. Okay, cool. I'm liking this composition. Let's just group it, copy it, and I'm going to paste it all the way here to the bottom. I don't know if I'm liking this. I don't know if I'm liking how it looks. What do you think? Is it gonna look crappy? Does it look crappy? I don't know. I'm gonna keep it. We can change it later. It's all about iteration, and we can leave it for later. No, I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like it. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, okay. So let's make this a little bit bigger, and let's put these guys a little bit bigger. So, sorry, lower. And I think I'm going to use negative margin here on the bottom just to make them be hidden, just like the overflow, and also just hide the overflow once I put it on Webflow. And let's center this guy. It looks, no, this should be more padding here, because the centering should be, even when the container is actually center, that is the actual center, but you know how it looks, well, not center. That's because we have these little dudes down here. So it's creating an optical, it's not visually align, center align. We want to add more padding just to compensate for these people down here. So something around there. Okay, cool. So now I think we're good. I think this is starting to look good. Let's change the size of our little guy. It's looking a little bit too stark. But I think once we use the real images and not just placeholders, the actual design is going to look a little bit better. So, okay, so our design is ready. We have something that is starting to look. I can export the assets from here. I can put them on Webflow. So on Webflow, let's jump to Webflow. That's the next thing. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, let's jump to the comments. See what people are saying over here. Download the library, it's free. Pablo, we can change it later. Pablo, we can change it later, Stanley. Yes. Seriously, it's just that that's the beauty of this, right? You can iterate while you're implementing, but the big idea is there. We have all the components. So let me see. Are people leaving any comments? I'm just looking at the comments. Let me. Not boring at all. Thank you so much, Joven Bastian. So okay. So next, now we're going to jump to Webflow, and we're just gonna start putting together. So I'm gonna put my Webflow attire. Okay, so give me 1 second. And actually, I mean, yeah, let's remind ourselves what we're doing. We're doing an OpenPips, that's the illustration library we're making, and we are creating a landing page. And the objectives of this landing page, just to remind ourselves, is show, educate, and create. And hold on. And now we are ready to implement. We're ready to put it in code without using code. That's the magic of Webflow. We're making code without code, no code. So now that I have my Webflow wig, my implementation attire, now we can jump into Webflow. So let me just open here, and I'm going to share my screen a little bit, okay? Doom, 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 doom. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. I'm sure that this song has something. I need to think of another song. Come on, tell me what song I should be just like tarareando. Okay, so now we're in Webflow. I'm here on my dashboard. As you can see, I have a ton of unfinished projects. I don't even know what I was doing. But let's create a new project from scratch, from nothing. Okay, and here there are a lot of templates. Really cool templates. Maybe I should be using a template. But no, you are a designer and you're creative, and you don't start from a template, you start from scratch because you're creative. But if you are a little bit, you don't want to do that. There's also templates. Sometimes it's good to open templates, actually, also just to learn how others did it. And by the way, I have a showcase. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, focus, Pablo, focus. Okay, let's just start doing this. I was going to go into a tangent in a little bit. Okay, so here on a new project, I'm just going to select blank, and let's call it OpenPeeps landing page. That's what we're calling it. Uh, create project. Look at this. I'm so happy we're doing this. Okay, look at that. Isn't that just magnificent? We have a blank canvas, which sometimes can be scary because what do you do? Where do I start? Well, we already know where we're going to go because we already have our design ready. So now this canvas is just endless possibilities. So that's how I want us to look at blank canvases as opportunity to be super creative. Okay, so we have here, if you are not familiar with Webflow, it's very similar to other like design tools. The only thing here is that while you're putting together stuff, it's actually code. You can actually see it on the interwebs. Okay, so I'm not going to be explaining every little detail about this. I'm just going to jump into actually putting it together. If you need more an introduction to Webflow, there's a lot of online courses. Actually, Webflow has an amazing library of video tutorials, and you can see them here. Everything you need to get you started is here, okay? And you can actually just watch it here. So and then they have this thing called Webflow University, and you can just go there and just learn. But today, we're just gonna jump into it, okay, my friends? So, okay, so we have a body. Let's just start with the first thing. The first thing we have is here, we have a section that is like a vertical height is half in half, okay? So, the first thing, let's add here, let's add a section. Usually, I just start with a section, and inside that section, I press Command E, which this allows me this kind of like a spotlight little thing that allows me to just like search for components or for elements. And then from here, I want to add a container. No, actually just a div block. Why a div block and not a container? The thing is that here, this is going to be like 100% width and height. So just a regular unstyled div will do better. So I'm just going to put a div block just to be in the middle, and then inside that div block we want to divide it into two more div blocks. It's always like this. As you can see here, we're putting a box inside a box inside another box. The bigger box is the body, then inside we put in the section, which is another big smaller but big box, and then inside it we are putting two more blocks. So let's put another div block. And actually, I didn't want to put it in here, but happy accident, because we are going to actually need one there. So, okay, so here on my structure, I have, well, the body. Then I have my hero section. And inside that section, I have two blocks, the one on the left and then the one on the right. The one on the left has another box inside because that's going to be my content. My content is, this needs to be inside its own box, okay? So that's why I'm putting, this is our basic structure. And inside this, there's going to be our content and our text and all that stuff, okay? So let's actually start putting that. Let's start by, inside this box, let's just start by putting our H1, our heading. And that heading says open people. So let's just start typing open people. Okay, hold on. It's open peeps, not open people. And then from there, also we have some text, but that one I'm going to use an H2, just H heading. And this is going to be H2 level, heading 2 level. And then from there we have a button. So, and the copy of this is mix and match illustration. Oh my God, the copy is not great, my friends. It's not great. I need help with the copy. Actually, if you want to help, you can just go over here and leave comments on my Notion, because this thing is open. So if you have suggestions for the copy, just go here and tell me, Pablo, you suck. You can totally do that too. I would, don't do that, just because I have feelings too. I'm human after all. Okay, so we have our H2, and now we need a button, right? Let's see our design. Yes, a button. Let's add another button. So Command E, button. We add another button, and the button that says Get Library. So let's change the text of this to be Get Library. We have our component, and now it looks, wow. We have the elements here. It's just that right now they're not styled, so they look a little bit poopy. So let's fix that. Let's fix that poopiness. So first of all, the section has to be, let's call it hero. And this section is going to be, the height of it is going to be 100%, 100 vertical viewport height. There you go. So now is the size of the viewport, but it looks like nothing changed. That's because the elements are still aligned to the top. So what I want to do is change this display to flexbox, and now it's a little flexi flexbox that allows me to yeah. No, this is what I wanted. So we have our flexbox, and here the flexbox allows me to be horizontal, vertical. I think it's horizontal. Bum 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 bum. Anyway, we're gonna fix it in a little bit. And then here, these little guys need to be the size of the container. So this guy, I think it should be the size of it. It should be 50%. That's the width of it. And then this other guy should also be 50%. There you go. So now they're half and half, but this one is all the way to the top. So what we want to do is also add some display, change the display of this to be flexbox and change it to the center. Oh my God, it's starting to look good. It's starting to look good. And justify it. I think we are going to justify to the center. Right now, it looks like nothing happened, and that's because we need to change this, the width of this box. So let's go to our design and just calculate what is the width of this, and it's around 472 pixels. So let's put maximum width of 172, 472. There you go. Ha! Look at that. And you're telling me, Pablo, but what's going on here? What is this thing, Pablo? It looks blank. We needed to have an image, and we can just add that. Remember, we had this little guy here. We can just export it, and we can import it on Webflow. So let's export this. Let's make it exportable. Let's export it at 2x, high fidelity, and let's export as PNG. Export selected. Let's go to website and done. Image, and then let's put this as hero image, hero cover. There you go. Now let's go over here and let's add our new image over here. Usually it's good to just like export all your elements beforehand, so you just like come here and import them really easily. Oh my God, where am I? Yeah. Hold on, let me just put this over here. Oh my God. Look at that. Website. And no, yeah. Put it on my favorites. It's not on my favorites. Okay. I don't know why. Anyway, we have it here. We need the one that is hero cover. That's the one we just exported. So let's put the hero cover here as a background image. So we select this guy that right now it's 50% width and 100% height. And actually, I didn't have to put the height because I'll explain it a little bit. But the idea is that since it's flexbox to stretch, I didn't have to set the height this to be 100%. How cool is that? I saved myself a little step there. So let's choose an image right now. Oh yeah, I need to select it. Duh. And now, this is actually, I'm actually liking this. A happy accident sometimes. Well, right now it's in tile, but we don't want it to be tile. We want it to be cover. And there you go. Look at that. So now it's a cover image, and it's just like I want it to be center, so it centers always. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So now I'm going to call this hero right. Okay, and then this container is going to be, rename it to hero left. Left is, remind yourselves about always hero copy. There you go. Look at that, it's looking good. Now we want to start styling stuff, and I think one of the first things we want to style is our typography. Right now, by default, Webflow, it just uses Arial, but we want to use something else. So for now, I'm going to upload my the typeface called Tiffany, so I can use any headings, and I'm going to use just a Google font for now for this. And I think I'm thinking Roboto. Just, I don't know. Do you have a suggestion on what font I should be using? Maybe IBM Plex. Uh, uh, Let me see if IBM Plex is already one of the defaults. Let me change it here. If not, we can just import it and I can show you how. Nope, it's not one of the defaults. So let me go to my project settings. Project settings. Project settings. Again, if you have a suggestion on what font should be using for the Google font, say it now. Right now, I'm going to upload a custom font, and then I'm going to upload the Google font. So come on the chat. Hey, Pablo Stanley, you are insane. Oh, yeah, I forgot I still have this. Yes. Okay. I was going crazy. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I just started my first big UI project, but we are in the money. Maybe a light gradient. Paulo, we can change it later. Yes. KB Planet. By the way, Google font. Okay, so please suggest Google fonts if you want to. Here, just go to the chat. And Joe Montero, thank you for suggesting KB. I never heard of that one. Now I'm curious. So, but first, let's upload our custom font. So here on your project settings, you go to the fonts tab, and then on custom fonts, you can just like upload your font. Which is pretty cool. I think it's called Tiffany. So I'm just going to, I don't even remember where I saved it. So Tiffany, and then I bought this from My Fonts, I think. And so they give you all these files, and I bought the web font too. So these are all the files for one web font. It just comes in different formats. This way, it's just like compatible with different browsers. I think that's what it is, or different platforms. So you want to insert all of these, and all of these are actually just the same typeface, the same font. They're just like different files for that. So I'm going to call it Tiffany. Tiffany. I love the name too, right? Tiffany. It's just like such a classy name. Classy. Okay, Tiffany, I'm changing it everywhere. All of these, again, they're all the same font family, and they all should be the same font. So I actually, this is actually black font weight. So I'm going to change it here, and it's italic. It didn't automatically detect that, and that's because the names of the fonts were really weird. So, okay, we're good. So I'm going to start uploading them. I uploading them, and now we have it here. Oh my God, look at that. Whew, I cannot wait to start using this. Okay, so now let's see. Did you leave a comment? What about Poppings? Poppings, okay, Joseph. Rubik is winning. Poppings, work sense. Poppings. Okay. The people have spoken, and they have chosen Poppings. Poppins. So okay, let's choose Poppins from here. Oh yeah, by the way, you can upload custom fonts, but you can also just make part of your project just a Google font, which uploads it automatically, and then it makes it part of your project. So let's you can just like all the Google fonts are available here. So I'm going to use Poppins. Poppins is a geometric sans typeface, which is I love it. It's beautiful. It's really it's the geometric, so all the circles are perfect circles, and all the elements just I don't know. I'm a big fan of geometric sans because for me they feel approachable and friendly, and kind of like remind me just like a kindergarten. I don't know, and also it reminds me of like a Bauhaus movement because they really popularized the use of geometric sans. So I don't know. It's modern, friendly. Why not? So we have Poppins. Poppins. I was waiting for. Okay, cool. So, right? So let's go to, instead of Arial, we're going to change it to Poppins. So I'm sure you're being annoyed by my Poppins. And let's change the default font size to actually 18. Let's go big, my friends. No, okay, 18 is too much. 16. and instead of pixel height, let's actually change it to 1.5 EM. And that will be, it's more like a percentage based. So, okay, it's starting to look good. Look at that. Look at on the left. Poppings, it's already there. And this is what I was telling you about this typeface that I really love. That is it's a very friendly and just like I don't know. what is that feeling that I feel when I see this? It's just like it's open. It's like, come, let's have a party, Pablo. That's what I feel when I see this typeface being used. These kinds of typefaces. Okay, so that's good. Right now, everything is open. Poppings. As a typeface, but I actually want to change the headings to be a different style. I want to use Tiffany. So I'm going to go to all H1 headings, the same as we did with the body, but now I'm going to change all the headings that are level 1. And instead of poppings, as you can see, it has a different color here because this is, if you click it, it's telling me that is the value is being inherited from the body, but we can change it. And the change is going to be actually Tiffany. There you go. And I want the size to be different. If we go back to our design, I think the size was pretty big. Let's see the size of this. Wow, 96. Let's test it out. Let's see what happens. 96. Oh my God, Pablo. And let's change this to 1.1 EM. There you go. I would actually go to 1 EM. Am I crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Oh my God, I'm so happy. So happy. It's starting to look good. Okay, so number 1. I think I'm going to create a class for this because it's an H2, but I don't think all H2s should follow the style that I'm going to use here. Okay, so this is going to be hero subtitle. That's what's going to be called, and the size is going to be, what is the size that we use here? It's 26, and I also want to change this to be normal. It's looking too big. What's going on? Why is it so big? You know what? It's because Poppings is actually pretty big. It's a big font. So let's turn it to 24. I think 24 would be good. There you go. Now we have our hero subtitle. And let's also change this to be 1.4. Oh, wow. EM, not 1.4 pixels. Okay, and let's add a little bit of padding on the bottom. That will allows us, let's put 0 for margin, and let's add a little bit of padding. Or should it be, oh my God, I'm always, 24. That's going to give me a little bit of space. Let's go to 32. A little bit of space between this and the call to action. And the call to action, this is going to be our button. So button primary, that's what we're going to call this button. And it's going to be number 1. We want to add a new color. And this color is going to be black. And just black. It's just seriously like 0000, the hex code. So let's save it. And there you go. Now we have actually a color that we're going to be using everywhere. So I want to go to my body, and I want to change all my all pages. The color of the text should be this black color. See how now I changed there too? Okay. Oh my God, it's starting to look good. I know this sometimes it's a little bit what would you call this? A little bit I don't know, boring. You have to do these things, but it's part of the magic, my friends. I think design is, I don't know. I just love designing stuff. Don't you? Don't we all? Let's change this to 16. And I just like when things start looking like I wanted it to look, I just get giddy. It's like, oh yes, it's we're doing it, you know. Okay, cool. So now let's change the padding on this. Here, the spacing, it has a default spacing. So here you can see that it allows you to change the margin here and also the padding. The padding is what's inside the container and margin is outside the container. So the container outside should be 0, but the padding should be a little bit bigger. And I think, as you can see in our design, the button was pretty chunky, pretty big. It's just like, click me, download. So let's add more padding on the left, maybe like 40 pixels. And then, you know what? I think 32. And by the way, you can press Option and just change both sides. Let's change it to 32. I need glasses. Oh my God. There you go. Maybe if I had typed it, would have been easier. Okay, cool. And also, I want to change it 12 pixels on top and bottom. No, 40 was good. 40 was good. We had it right in the beginning. And that's it. This is looking good. This is looking pretty nice. Look at that. And yeah, let's test it out. Let's see it. Yeah, see how it changes. We're gonna do responsive later. I don't think we're gonna do it in this session, but if I want to change it responsive, I will test it with this little guy here on the top. And as you can see, it does not, this layout does not work for responsive. So we have to change it later. But for now, let's just go full HD. And then I can change it later. Pablo, who just changes everything later. Okay, we finished our first section. Celebration, my friends. Let's go to the comments. Let's see if you left any comments over here. Comic Sans. Somebody wanted to use Comic Sans. That would have been a good choice too. By the way, just if you have questions or something, I'll do my best to answer them. You have a secret cupboard with all your designs. Yes, I do have. IBM Plex from Google Fonts. Yeah, you can use that. So maybe we can try it later. Bum 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 bum. So hold on. Sorry, apparently I'm not connecting to this thing. So okay, party the wigs. Okay, friends. Again, I thank you so much for being here. This means a lot to me. You're joining me in this adventure, and I don't know. It means a lot to me that you're here. And I don't know. Number one, congratulate yourselves. I'm going to go to just me, because if you are here watching, you're potentially here for learning and to grow and to become better. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm helping you do that. But let's talk about you, why you're here, and I assume it's because of that, because you want to improve your craft and you want to just become a better designer and just like create cool freaking stuff. So applause to you. Okay, you should feel proud that you are on a Saturday, or maybe it's Sunday on your wherever you are visiting us from, and you decided to spend your time doing this, learning and growing, and you rock. Just want to say that, just in case you forgot, because sometimes we forget that we're not kind to ourselves, and we should just remind ourselves that we have value, and we what we're doing is important, and all that stuff. Okay, and at the end of the day, it's cool. It's cool that you're doing this, and I just want you to remind yourself, hey, I want you to tell yourself, hey, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm a designer. I'm a rock star. Yes, it's okay to say that. Don't say it out loud with other people. Just say it to yourself, okay? Okay, cool. Let's go back. Oh my God. See, I'm a motivational speaker too. Sometimes I just like do that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So hold on. Yeah, you can see my screen. Let's go back here. Now, let's go back to our design. And we have another section. This section is not going to be 100% the viewport height. It's going to have some padding in the section. As you can see here, padding. And it's going to be, this is going to be inside a container. Before we continue, let me export this little guy. And let's export a 2x. And let's export it. The name of it is going to be mix and match. That's what's going to be the name of this. And there you go. Now we can use it as a placeholder over there, because remember, we're going to be changing this later. So remember, Command E, and now section. Bow, baby. And now the section is down here. Now Command E. We want to use a container, and it's already pre-formatted to be I don't know, it has some formatting, some styling already, and I like it because it's responsive. So we have, let's look at our tree. We have our container, and now we want two boxes, one box for the image and another box for the content. So let's go ahead and just add those boxes. So div block, and then now our tree is looking like this. Let's look at it. And now another one, div block, and now we have two blocks, two boxes inside this box, inside this box, inside the other box, inside the box. All the boxes, my friends. So now we have the section. I want to give this section some padding. So I think we were doing 120. So let's do that. Let's go over here and just change it. I'm just gonna type it in. Sometimes it's just easier to just type it in, my friends. There you go. 120. I'm thinking that 120 is a little bit too low, but we'll see. We'll test it. We can change it later. Pablo, who changes everything later. That's my name. Okay, section. Now the container. The container has to be flexbox. That way it's left side by side. And I want them to be horizontal, and I want them to be, I think they should be centered. And dun dun dun, dun dun dun. Let's change this to be, how should I do it? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. What if we use, I'm going to do something crazy here. What if we use CSS Grid? Let's use CSS Grid. And I'm sure you're going to say, Pablo, yes, CSS Grid. Why weren't you just doing that before, Pablo? Why weren't you just using CSS Grid? I don't understand. That's you right now, right? Okay, so I change the display. Instead of being Flexbox, we're going to be using CSS Grid for this. And right now, all I need is just 2 columns and 1 row. Because, yeah, and this is going to be inside its own box. That way I can center it. Yeah, so there you go. So this, I'm done with my grid. What the hell? A grid. Dense? Yeah. Sometimes I don't know how this thing works. Can someone please help me? Okay. We might just go back to, oh my God, why is this? Don't do this. Don't do this, Webflow. Stop doing that. I don't like when you do this. I don't like it. You're making decisions for me, and I don't like that, okay? Webflow, hey, hear me out. Don't make decisions for me, okay? I'm my own boss, okay? So whatever you're doing automatically, stop it, okay? Let me make the choices. I don't understand. Let's go back. No, hold on. We need to figure it out. Something is going on that is automatically changing the position of this element, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. There you go. This is it. I'm sorry. Webflow, change this. The default should be manual. The default should be manual. I'm sorry, but just change it. Or let me have it as my own setting. See, now it adjusted. Why? Okay, I'm not mad. I like you, Webflow. I'm just saying this. Come on, just change it. I'm going to change it to manual. That's how it should be. Okay, cool. So now we have these blocks, and now they're next to each other. Now we can insert our images. So let's insert one image, and this image we already export. Did we already export it? Yeah, we already exported. And let's upload it. Tum 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 tum. Como la flor, te canto yo. Na 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 na. I'm not good. By the way, we could just export to SVG and not PNG. Let's try that. I'm gonna go over here. I'm going to export to SVG too. So I'm going to go and let's turn it into SVG. Let's test it out. And let's export selected. Hold on. Did it actually? Yeah. Export the selected. Same place. Let's go back here. Let's go to our images. Let's upload it. And hero cover. Mix and match as an SVG. By the way, hold on. Which one is bigger? The SVG is a little bit bigger than the PNG, but it's vector. So, and it's big, and usually it's not bigger. Why is it bigger? Because it is a complex vector image. I think it's worth it for it to be SVG instead of PNG. Just like no missing quality. Maybe there's a way to compress my SVGs. You can leave in the comments something that you might recommend to do that. Okay, so div block. Here we're going to put a heading, and here should be a paragraph, and then it should be a link, text link. Como la flor, te canto yo, te canto yo. Hopefully, I don't get someone just demonetized because I'm singing Selena's song. Okay, so mix and match. By the way, I want to change this to be all H2 headings. No, actually, this should be an H3. Yeah, this should be an H3. I'm sorry. H3, and then change all H3 headings to be the typeface to be Tiffany 2, and the size of it to be, actually, you know what? I'm realizing that the size should be EMs and not a fixed pixel size. So I'm going to go back to my heading 1 to change that to, and this should be type scale. Let's use type scale. By the way, I'm going to determine the sizes of my text, and usually love using type scale because it allows me to just create this, I don't know, like harmonic type scale. Just the sizes look more beautiful. Supposedly, I don't know. The thing is that you can choose a specific scale, and then the sizes are based on that. I usually love augmented forward. I love the contrast between each typeface. It's just like it gets bigger and bigger, and I love that. And then you select the base size. Right now we have it at 16, so that's looking good. Now, oh, it already selected poppings. Look at that. And the weight is good. So now we can actually change the EMs. So it starts at 16. Now we know that this guy with H1 is actually 90.4 pixels, which is 5.6 EM. So I can go back, and over here, just as an augmented forward type scale, I can go back and just change this to be, damn it, what was it? I'm the worst. 5.6, my memory is not that great. 5.6 EM. Look at that. Would you look at that? And then over here, this one should be 1.4 EM. Let's change this one to be 1.4 EM. 1.4 EM, my friends. Starting to look good. Let's now, or that was the H1, but let's go to this one. H3 should be 2.8 EM. So let's go back over here. And this one, let's select all the H3 headings. Should be, what was it? Oh my God, my memory. 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. 2. And then 1.3 EM2. And there you go. Now we have a good line height. It's, once you start putting it together, you just want to dance of how, I don't know, it feels good that you get to see this live while you're making it. Okay, let's go back to our design, and let's select this copy. And I don't think this is the actual copy. Let's go back to our document here. This is the actual copy. So let's go here. You can combine different components. Okay, let's use it over here. Copy paste, my friends. Easy as that. And let's change all the links. All links, I think it should be black. It should be black. I like that it has an outline that makes it, and then I think it should be bold. All the links should be have an outline and bold. And that way it's way clear that that's a link and you can click it, you can interact with it. Okay. Now that's all the links, but I also want to create a specific link for this one. No, let's change this. So this is going to be called copy. Not the best name, I know, but I'm going to reuse it anyway. So, so let's add. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's add a little bit of margin here, and let's use 32 pixels just to separate the link from the copy. And then this link is going to be download, download library. And for now, this is going to take you to the place to download it. As you can see, it's not too in your face. It's not a big button. It's just a link in case you want to download it already. You don't have to scroll up. You don't have to scroll down. A link right here is waiting for you. Okay. There you go. That's it. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Let's go back to our design and see what we're missing. No, we're good. Now, this one will need a grid for sure. Let's call this tutorial image. And then I didn't design this. We're going to have to design it on Webflow. Okay, this is just a horrible placeholder. Just like my brain is now like thinking, how do you do this? Yeah, it has to be a grid. Do you agree with me? Hopefully you do. Sorry, my brain is all going all over the place. So my idea here, we're not going to do that today, but my idea here is that when you hover here, when you hover overhead, then the head starts changing. In a loop. Different variations. And then when you hover over expression, then the face, the expression of the face starts changing. Do you like my sound effects? And then the body too, but it doesn't change until you hover. So that's what I want to do. And it's going to be difficult to do, so that's going to be for a different video. But I want to have the structure right now, just the bones, if you may say. And I think this could be achieved if we just create a grid. And let me just tell you my idea here. My idea is that it's a grid that is 3 columns. 3-column grid. Let's actually do it like this. And it's going to be 4 rows. 1 just for the copy. So this guy is going to be the copy. Actually, hold on. So the copy is going to be here. Then one of the elements is going to be here in this cell, the 3 elements, and then one of the elements is going to be here, another element here, and then our little dude, little person is going to be here with the arrows. And I think this is how we're going to be using CSS grid. Oh no, there's no arrow here. This is how I'm imagining. So I'm imagining 3 columns, 4 rows. Okay, that's why my brain was like, having a hard time right now, just imagining the structure of this, how to build it. Okay, we have it. Now let's go back to our design on Webflow. So let's create a new section. Let's create a new section, and this section, I actually liked this one that is, let's call it section with padding. And I have to say, I think we should go a little bit higher than 132. We should go to 136. There you go. I think that's good enough white space there. And now let's use this same class here on this section. There you go. No, padding. There you go. Now we have a section. Now let's start adding content. Here we're reusing this our classes. That's good. What I want to do. Yeah, let's add a section. No. Brain fart. Let's add a container. And then this container is going to be a grid. And this grid is going to be it's going to be 4 columns and 3 3 columns and 4 rows. That's what we decided, right? So let's look at it. Yeah, let's take a look at our design. Yeah, 3 columns, 4 rows. I'm having my doubts about this. Hopefully it works. I don't know how, if I'm actually going to be able to do it. So, but you're joining me in this adventure called let's not mess it up. That's the adventure. Okay, so let's add a heading. Yo, what the hell? No, I can add a heading. Oh, there you go. Again, why are you leaving this open? Why are you doing that, Webflow? Don't do that, Webflow. Okay, why do you keep this? Okay, let's go to manual. There you go. Now it's manual. Now that it's manual, I have the control to actually say, hey, this goes all the way to 3 columns. How cool is that? Just like our design. And we can change this to be H3 too. Change it to H3. No. Hold on. I just changed it here. So I go here. Oh, I'm an idiot. Right here. Yeah, H3. And then we want this to be centered. Look at that. And the copy is, how does it work? So copy paste. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now let's add one div block. This div block is going to be like a template for this guy. And inside this div block, we want to add. What do I want to add? Yeah. I'm sorry. My brain. Sometimes my brain farts. So text block. No, it should be an H4. A heading. H4 it should be an H4, and this H4 should say head. Oh, look, it's already almost reading. And then let's add a paragraph. And this paragraph should have a control scale. Oh my God, the copy is not great, my friends. Let's go back to our type scale just to remind ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1.9. No, that's too big. I think it should be 1. No, I think it should be good. Let's change this. All H4s should be. Oh man, what was it? 1.4. Yeah. I think it's going to be too much, but let's see it. No, EM. No, it's not too bad actually. And 1.4 EM. There you go. Let's change the margin of it. So I want it to be 8 pixels on the bottom. And all our paragraphs. I think paragraphs have some padding too. Why is it so? Is it really 8 pixels here? Okay. Oh, paragraphs have some. No. Anyway, it's looking good. Let's change it to 0. This is not. I'm not liking all that white space. Sometimes I need a little bit of less of white space. There you go. Okay, cool. So that's looking good. Hair controls the hairdo. We have our div block, and now let's Command C, Command V, and now let's change this. So it's I think if you press Shift, yeah. When you press Shift, then you can change it. Then Command C, Command V. And then I can press Shift and just like move it. And then how cool is that? I really love that. Command C, Command V. And now I can change this little guy to be over here. And I think I can just duplicate. So I'm pressing Option Shift, and then it just duplicates it like that. That deserves a little celebration, my friends. we're doing this. Oh, actually, we didn't need that. So yeah, we only needed two. This is looking good. Let's remind ourselves what we're supposed to say here. Expression, body, accessories, facial hair. So expression, the human expression. Body, the body. And this one is accessories. Accesorios. Hold on, is with double S or not? Accesorios. Yeah, double S. Or no? Yeah, it is. Accesorios and then facial hair. El bigote. El bigote y la barba. That's how you would say mustache and beard in Spanish. Bigote y barba. Okay, cool. Starting to look good. Starting to look good. Let's insert the image on our grid. Let's insert this little guy. I think it should be in a div block. Yeah, so this div block, I'm going to change it. So there you go. It is three, it's in the middle and it's 3 rows. And automatically adjusted itself because it's the only thing that is, well, is the next thing that is, I don't know, available. So in this time, the auto magic positioning actually worked. So that's nice. So sometimes it works. But no, I'm going to change it to manual. I don't like that. I don't like things making decisions for me. Okay, cool. So we have this guy, and now let's insert our image here. Let's upload it. Did I already mix and match? Is this what it's called? Oh no, I haven't exported this guy. So let's tutorial image. I haven't exported it. So let's make it exportable and let's change it to SVG because we're all about the vectors, my friend. Tutorial image. There you go. So we have it here. Tutorial imagen. La imagen del tutorial. This is not looking great. I don't know if I like it. You know what? Let's change this to be right align. And it's called tutorial left. Tutorial left. Okay, and now let's reuse that block. Left tutorial. Let's reuse it here. It's not perfectly aligning. I think this guy should be a little bit bigger. How are we going to align these guys? So what I could do is just change the image so the image actually aligns. Maybe that's what I should do, and just like not try to align it here. That is one of the options we have. I think one of the first things that I want to do is actually change my grid to this instead of being one fraction. I want this to be 1.5. Let's try it out. See, now it's a little bit bigger. I think a bigger image will look better. So 1.75 looks good. And I'm going to change the arrows to adjust to this. So I'm going to just press done. Let's press done, my friends. And let me change this to display none. No. Hold on, let me change the opacity. Maybe the opacity, that's what I want to change. Just so so I have a template so I can change my little arrow thing. So now I go back here and I paste this, and let's select this guy, and then let's export it again. Let's put it here, and now I'm going to move it. Hold on. Let me remove this. Okay, so it should be around here. Yes. So now I want to move this arrow. I want to move this arrow is actually looking good. So I'm going to move this a little bit higher, and that's it. Hold on, is that it? No, that's not it. It looks like this is actually bigger. So what is the size of this? See, sometimes you have to figure out what's happening. So I think we do have to make a screenshot of this. And let me just see what is the size of this. Right now, the size of this image is 426. So let me change the size of this image to be 426. See, that's what was tripping us out. That's why it wasn't working. There you go. So now, change this. And I actually think this should, hold on. I think this is not explaining exactly. Let me change it, make it a little bit bigger. Just so it's, you know, it aligns to the actual face. I think we want that. I think we want that. We require that. We have enough room to move this guy over here. Around there. And this little dude, we're going to move it here. Let's rotate this. See? Sometimes you just have to iterate until you get it right. This is, oh, I'm excited. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works, my friends. Let's test it out. Let's test it out. Tutorial image, replace it. Yes, let's replace it. We are going to replace it over here too. Let's go over here to our assets. And I'm going to delete this guy. Delete. Because I don't want to get confused later again. Bum, bum, bum. Tutorial. Where's the tutorial? Tutorial image. There you go. Change it. Yo. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Look at that. It's working. It's working. It's freaking working. That's dope. Okay, cool. This is what we wanted, right? Later I'll add interactions that actually change the thing when you hover. That's what I want to do later, but not for this video, my friends. It's going to be another video. Okay, cool. So let's go back to our section. Now we have another half and half. Half and half, one with a black background and the image on the right. So let's actually sit, stand, walk. Let's change the name of this and let's just sit, stand, walk. And let's export it. Let's export it as SVG. SVG. SVG, sit, stand, and walk. Excited about this one. This is going to look beautiful. I think that is my understanding. Now let's create a new section. That's how we do it, my friends. By the way, let's take a look at this. Come on, I think we're ready to actually test it out. So let's go to the webs. I'm publishing over here on the top right. You can just publish it, and Webflow gives you like a domain under, like a free domain that is under webflow.io. And now I can publish. Oh, I already did publish. And then you can preview it. Let's preview it. Come on. This is looking good. This is, I mean, okay, it's looking okay. Let's say that. Let me actually paste here so you can, if you want to try it out, I just pasted the link here on the chat. I don't know. I'm liking this. I am liking this. And I think we can do something with parallax later here. Also here, we can use some parallax here. How does it, oh man, I'm excited. This is coming together and we're doing it together, my friends. We're joining this adventure called creating a landing page. Okay, let's add another section. Oh yeah, I have to select the body, and then it's inside the body. You cannot add a section inside a section. What are you thinking, Pablo? You crazy? Okay, this one is going to be a new section. Actually, you know what? We can use the hero section. Actually, instead of hero, let's call it full height. What do you think? That's what we're going to call it, and that way I can just reuse it over here. So full height. There you go. My naming conventions are not the best. I know there should be a better way to name this, but I'm not good at that. Don't judge. Okay, here we have a hero ride. I don't know if we can reuse this. I don't think we should. No, no, I'm not going to reuse it. I'm going to create a mess if I want to. Sometimes you just want to reuse stuff that you made, but sometimes it's better to just have something specific because if not, you're just complicating yourself a lot. So this time, I'm not going to complicate myself a lot. So I'm going to add two dip blocks, one for the left and one for the right. Another dip block, one for the left and one for the right. And let's change the size of this to be 50%. Yeah, 50%. And then this little guy is also going to be 50%. And yeah, no. I'm not going to reuse anything of that. I'm sorry, but no, that's going to be exclusive to the hero. And now from here, I want to add another box. It's very similar to what we did in the hero. It's just like the elements are inverted. That's what's happening right now. We're not going to use a cover image, though. It's just going to be centered. That's what I'm thinking of doing. And, yo, what's going on? Oh, yeah. I put a box here. And then this dip block should be also display, and it should be centered and centered. So it's centered. So, oh man, what is this? So it's centered over here in the middle, okay? And it has, oh, I'm realizing I'm doing it the opposite way. Yeah, I think I like this layout. Okay, so I'm going to change it over here. This should be, I'm going to just move it. That's all you have to do. Just move it over here. Let's add a black background to this section. Boom, baby. Oh, let's actually use our global color. There you go. And now inside this little dude, let's add, I think we can reuse some of this. No. Let's add H3, I think, and a heading and a paragraph. So we could have just like used this. Actually, I'm just going to use this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to copy it. Sorry, my friend, but just copy it. Sometimes being lazy is actually a good thing. A very good thing. I'm going to duplicate it though, because this should be a different section and it should be I don't know, copy thingy. Don't use my naming conventions. They're horrible. Okay, copy thingy. Oh my god, no. Oh, I'm being unneeded. No, this should be something else. This should be rename. Oh man, I totally missed. I'm having a breakdown over here. I did not mean to do that. No, this should be not a duplicated, but I want to. Yeah, okay. What I want to do is rename it. That's what I want to do. I want to rename it to be left full height left. There you go. Now I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to call this one rename full height right. Full height block, and then this one should be full height, not left, but it should be negative because the background is different. There you go. I understand my own naming conventions. Okay, do not judge. Do not judge me. Okay, let's see what is the size of this. 460. I don't think it should be 460. Am I right? No, 472. I think 472. Let's keep the sizes of that stuff maximum 472, just like as we did in the hero. So maximum 472. Bow. We cannot see it right now, but it's centered. So, and then this one is going to be called floating full height. Oh my god, that my names. And then let's do a variation of this to be white. And then that way we can change the color of this to be white. You're starting to like it. Now you're seeing it. Now you're like, now I understand. And let's change this to, wow, bold does not look that great. I think I want to add another weight. Bold is too much. It's too much, my friend. So I'm going to go to the project settings and I want to add another weight for poppings. Okay, so I'm going to go to fonts and I'm going to add, I'm going to go to poppings. Poppings. I don't know why I say it that way. I don't know what's in my head that wants to just say poppings. Let's do 600. That's a good weight, and I think 700 is too much. With this geometric sense typeface, 700 is too much. And that's it. Let's go back to our designer. It's like a semi-bold. That's what it is. And now our button, instead of full width, I think it should be, oh, what? What the hell, man? Yo, did I not add it? I'm pretty sure I added it. No? I added that. So I just added another weight. You know what? I might have to delete them. Do not hate me. Do not hate me. I think I'm just going to have to add it again from the beginning. Maybe that's what was going on, that I was not recognizing it. Poppings, where are you, Poppings? Poppings. Regular, 600, and 700. And now I'm going to add the font. We have all the different weights. Hopefully it didn't mess my design too much. No. Now let's go back to our primary button, and now I can change it to 600. There you go. It's semi-bold. And I think that there should be a little bit more spacing in the letters. So I'm going to add some letter spacing here. And the letter spacing, I'm going to put 0.2. And you see, it just like gives it a little bit more breathing room. So 0.5 actually. 0.5 gives it enough. It's just that since the typeface is it's a little bit too thick, and the letter spacing gets too narrow when the weight is a little bit too thick. Okay, so that's why we're adding a little bit letter spacing, my friends. Yeah, this should be. Oh, this is an H4, so I can just go to all H4 and change it to 600, and it changes everywhere else. That's good. I'm liking it. I think I'm gonna keep it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our design. Oh yeah, and links. I'm going to change the weight of the links to be semi-bold, and also a little bit of letter spacing. 0.5 we're doing, right? 0.5 is good. There you go. And now it should also change over here. It did not, because it's a different. Yeah, you know what? It should be 0.5 here, and over here. I don't need this. It should already come from the link. There you go. One line of code less, my friends. Okay, because it's inheriting the styling from all the links. So it's not as specific to this link. The only specific thing, actually, I need to remove this. The only specific thing is the color. So I'm going to call it link white. There you go. And that's it. Okay, so we have this little dude, and now we want to insert an image on the right. Did we already export this? I'm pretty sure we did. Let's see. Sit, stand. Yeah, we already did. So, okay, so thank you for being so patient with me. I'm just all over the place, I know. Let's insert a div block. This div block is going to be in it's going to have the image inside, but I wanted to have well, this guy should be display flex box. It should be centered, just as this guy over here, but this is a white background, and I want this container for the image to have a maximum width, and that, well, actually the width to be percentage based. So Hear me out, okay? I'm going to say that it's 80%, and that way it has a little bit of padding on both sides, and it's always growing depending on the size of the screen. If it is a big screen, you're going to have a big image. So, and I'm going to put a maximum height of 90%. Hopefully that works. In my mind, it's all working. Sometimes you just have to test it and see, like, nope, that did not work. So let's insert an image. Oh my God, what am I doing? Sorry, I was using keyboard shortcuts, and apparently I was messing it up. So let's choose this little guy, and let's insert an image. And that image is going to be a new image that we're going to upload. It's going to be this one that says sit, stand, and walk. Bow. Little celebration dance. Como la flor, te canto yo, para pa pa. I'm so happy. Look at that. Are you happy? We're doing this together. We're doing it together. Rename full height. Whew. I haven't eaten today, and I think I'm going insane a little bit. Full height image. We got it. Let's see. It even looks better than the design. Let's test it out. Let's publish it. If you want to see it published, you can go and see it live. I shared a link on the YouTube's. How beautiful is this? Hold on. This shouldn't be say mix and match. We're going to change the copy of that. Let's go back to our chat. Hello. Open peeps, landing page. Pablo, sometimes being lazy is a good thing. Yes, sometimes being lazy is kern it up. Yeah, kern it up. I don't know how to use kerning on CSS. If someone can tell us or drop a link on how to use like actual kerning and not just letter spacing, I would love that. I don't know. I'm sure there are tricks to use real kerning in CSS and not just letter spacing. Because letter spacing, it's just like it always keeps the same spacing, and that's not exactly what you want. Sometimes you want kerning, you know, is more like a visually pleasant way of having the distribution of the letters in between them, the spacing in between them, but it's visual. It cannot be exact. Would love to know more about that. So if you know about that, drop a link there so we can all learn together. Okay, let's go back to our design. This is looking good, my friends. I am excited about this. Oh, hold on. No, we already have a new section here. You know what? I'm thinking that just to create more contrast between this and this section, it's too white, you know? And I want to create that different I don't know, like I want the break to feel more contrasty, like more obvious that one section ended and another one started. So I'm going to just move this section up. This is me. I'm going to move this section up, and that way you see big section, small section, big section with a black background, small section. See, there's that rhythm. It just goes up and down. It's like going on a roller coaster. Imagine if you were always going down. You would die. Well, or at least it will be like, the first 10 seconds you will be like, oh my God. And then after that, it's like, okay, this is kind of boring. You want to go up and then go down. Okay, so it's like any story, right? There has a beginning, a climax, an ending. Just it adds a little bit of drama to your landing page. Okay, so that's all I did. I just moved the sections up and down, and that way it creates this flow. Okay, cool. So now, next section, grab and go. Oh, before that, let's change the copy. Sit, stand, and walk. Again, this copy, I don't know if it's the best. I'm sure it's not the best. You can leave comments in the copy document over here and tell me, Pablo. Oh, this one. You can tell me, Pablo, there's a better way to do this, Pablo. There's a better way. There's always a better way. Okay, let's go back to over here. No, here. change this copy too. There you go. Okay, one more section, my friends. This section is supposed to be with a collection. So the next one is going to be, the content is going to be fed through a grid in a collection. Let's see the design, just so you know what I'm saying. So all of these should be, let me just turn off the layout. These are all coming from a CMS. That will be the ideal scenario. We're going to try it out. If it's too difficult, we're going to leave it for later. We're just going to put some images in a grid and that's it. But today we're going to try to put elements in a collection. The only thing is that building a collection is kind of boring because it's just data and uploading, naming, uploading again, naming, putting it in all order. So maybe it's not going to make for a very entertaining content, but we're gonna try it, okay? So because we're here to be entertained, but also to learn. So let's we're going to do a little bit more learning on that. And the cool thing here, we're going what I think you're going to like is this tabs feature. We're going to try it out. I haven't used this in a long time, so it's gonna be a refresher for me. Okay, let's do it. Let's add a new section. New section. I'm sorry if that was too loud. New section, and now let's add a heading. Bow. No, actually not heading. Well, no, it's okay. Let's add a container. No, let's just add a div block. Div block, my friends. And then inside that div block, we're going to add, or we're going to put our heading. It should be inside that div block. Yo, get inside that div block. There you go. And we have our heading. We have our, well, another heading. And we have our tabs. Before I put it on tabs, I'm just going to start creating the grid. Okay. And let's just start putting the copy together. Grab and go. It's kind of like a burger. You grab it and go. Pablo, you have problems, Pablo. Let's go back to our copy. Grab and go. Where's grab and go? Yeah, here. So this is our copy. Copy and paste over here. I'm going to close these because I'm getting confused with all this stuff. No, actually, you know what? It should be copy. It should be this little guy. So let me just copy it. Let's go back to our copy of the copy. Let's copy the copy so we can put it inside our copy. It's just that I called the class, it's called copy. So it is very confusing. Okay, now let's go to our div block. This div block, I think we can just center at the highest level the text. And that way the text is aligned here because that's how our design is. The text is aligned here. And now we can change the heading level, oh my God, to be H3, I think. That's the heading level we're using all these. And that way is H1. That's the first thing that is read by a web reader for people that need like a screen reader, like the user for screen reader. H1 is the first thing they're going to read. Then the second one, since this is an H2, this is the second one thing they're going to read. And I think after that there's an action, and then you go to H3s, H3, H3, and that way. If we were to use H2, maybe our screen reader would get confused about which one should read first. Then that's why we're using that. Okay, my friends, we're going to H3 level. You have to design for accessibility, and it's just like it makes more sense too to use the different headings, different levels as it progresses. Okay, so what are you saying, Pablo? You're making no sense. Let's add another one. This one is going to be grid. Let's add a div block, and this div block, I'm going to turn it into a grid. And that's, yo, what? You're not allowing me to make it a grid? Why are you not allowing me to make it a grid? Hmm. Hmm. Apparently I cannot make a dip block a grid. Oh, there you go. I don't know if you saw that, but it was not allowing me to make it a grid before. Anyway, now it's a grid, and that's what we wanted. And in this side, this grid, I think we wanted to be how many columns? 6 columns. But instead of a fixed number of columns, we're going to use a little trick for min and max um, sizing of this of the cells. So we go to edit or grid, and here we just leave it at 1 column. But this column, we actually change the size. Instead of 1 fraction, we're going to use the min max setting, and this is going to say auto fit and put it to what do you think? Let's see your design actually. Let me close this because it's getting confused. Our design tells us that it's around 200 pixels. So let's go back over here and let's say, yeah, it's already done. Look at that. 200 pixels. And that's going to be the maximum width, I think. So this, as it starts adding content, it's just going to just like keep it at 200. But for that, we need to add content. So, and actually we just want it to be auto 1 row, but automatically add rows. It's not making a lot of sense right now, I'm sure. You're a little bit drunk. What's going on? Yeah, so let's create our collection. This is the part that I was telling you that it's going to be a little bit boring. So if you want to go grab a snack while I don't know, open Netflix, you can go and do that. So open Peeps. That's what it's going to be. Open Peeps illustrations. Just call it Peep illustrations. There you go. And now we can start adding fields. So this collection is a collection for CMS. It's a for content management system. This way I can just start adding more and more images in one, like a database. Pretty much it's kind of like a database. And I can add different fields to each field, to each element in a item in the collection. So it can be an image, it can be a title, it can be text, it could be a link. So, and that's how we're going to do it. We're going to have a name and we're going to add an image too. So here we can go in the collection fields. By default, it gives you a name and a slug. It needs those by default. You cannot do it without those, but you can add more fields. So let's add an image because these are going to be the actual images. So let's call it image PNG, no, SVG, because we want to add 2 images, one for SVG and one for PNG. Save field, and let's add another one, another image that is going to be image PNG. Okay, SVG and PNG, and that's about it. There are ways to we could potentially add links to, but we're not gonna get into that right now. We're just going to upload some images. Okay, so let's create our collection, and it has name, image in 2 different formats, and we're good. Let's create the collection. Again, let's remind ourselves what we're doing. We're creating a collection to put all of these images. So each one of these images is one item in our collection. I already exported these images, so I can just start importing them over here. So I'm just going to create a new pip illustration. I'm going to call it, wow, this is going to, I'm telling you, this is going to be kind of boring because there's a lot of data here. See, I already exported some images and I exported them as SVG and PNG. So I'm going to import the SVG. I'm going to import the PNG. I'm going to create it. Oh my God, we have to do this a lot of times. Peep2, my names are the worst. SVG and PNG of the Peep2s. Como la flor, te canto yo, para pa pam, para pa ba, ba ba ba. No sé por qué. If you don't know Selena, you should be streaming Selena while I do this. You can just put audio over what I'm doing right now because it's boring as hell. And you can put some music. And you should be listening to Selena. Selena, she's a Mexican singer. Well, she was Mexican American because she was from Texas, I think, if I might be incorrect. But I think she was like from that area of the United States, but she was raised from a Mexican family. And she was a big celebrity in Mexican culture back in the 90s. She was a singer. She made a lot of music with her band, with her family, actually. A lot of the members were family. And she made a lot of cumbia music. And in every Mexican party, like weddings, quinceañeras, you will hear, let me change the name of this. You will hear Selena music playing all the time because it's so good. It's just like you just want to dance when you hear the Selena. Everything for Selena. And, oh no, this should be 6. Her story is a little bit tragic because, well, it is very tragic. She was murdered. She was murdered by her assistant when she was right about when she was becoming famous. She's so tragic, and oh man, I want to cry now just to think about that. And so she's well loved in Mexico, and I think all over the place. I think in the United States too. Her music is transcends generations, I think, and it just music you just want to dance to. It's not timeless music. Okay, we're going to do how many of these are 3, 6. Let's do 12. Okay, let's stop at 12. So yeah, so Selena, she's close to my heart. I always hear her in every, like I was telling you, in every quinceañera and every Mexican party, you will hear Selena always blasting, and stop. I cannot stop dancing when I hear her. And actually, I have a cumbia band. I play cumbia with a band, and we get together and we play covers of Selena too. We have a great singer. We do like a potpourri. Is this 9? Are we in 9? Yeah, we're in 9. And she sings really well, and we just sing Selena songs, and I think I don't know, when you play the covers of a band that you really like, it's always special. It's special for people too because they like it, and they sometimes you play songs that they don't know and they're like, what the hell is that? That's cool, but what are you doing? So when you play music that they're familiar with, you always get a good response, I think. Well, most of the times. Oh no, it should be, sorry. Let's replace it. It should be SVG, Pablo. Almost done. Almost done. One more. Just one more after this one, and we should be good to start designing. Yeah, I actually have. I'm a musician, quote quote. I play music with different bands. One of them is actually a punk rock band. If you are into punk rock, I have a punk rock band that I used to play with them when I was a teenager, and we got back together. Now that we're all old and fat and a little bit tired of life, we got back together. We used to play when we were teenagers, but I don't know. Punk rock is part of culture. It's inside you, man. It's a lifestyle. So yeah, we're gonna be really old, and we're still gonna be playing punk rock. Okay, cool. So 12 peeps, and that's only for the design. I'll publish the rest later. So now we have elements to start adding to our collection, my friends. So I'm so excited, so excited. So I'm realizing that this should be called. Rename this to be collection grid. Collection grid. And I'm going to delete it because I actually don't need it right now. This should be, I have to insert a collection list. And inside that collection list, I have to to select where the elements are coming from, where the items are coming from. As you can see, boom, it's starting to populate the different things because I already created that collection. That collection is over here, by the way. We added 12 items. It's called Peep Illustrations. So now I can use it over here on my design. So I add a collection list. I selected the collection list that is Peep Illustrations, and I can just start designing it. So this one, I think I can turn it into a grid. It's not allowing me to do it, turn it into a grid. Why not? Why are you not letting me turn into a grid? There you go. Como la flor. Okay, I need to. Another song from Selena will be like. Bidi bidi bum bum, bidi bidi bum bum, bidi bidi bum bum, bidi bidi bum, a bidi 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 bidi, a bidi 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 bum, cada vez. Okay, cool. So look at that. It's starting to look good. Ooh, get image from SVG, SVG baby. It's magic when it works. It just like it feels so good. It feels so good, warm and fuzzy inside. I love it when it works because it just like populates out automatically. Look at that. All that hard work was worth it, my friends. It was worth it. Okay, so we have an image. Now let's add. I actually should have added a div block. So let me explain what the hell just happened. Where are all these images coming from? So we created a collection. The collection is over here. We added all these items. Each item has an image. So this collection, I can use it on my design now. It's data that I can use. So I can go back to my design. And then over here, what I did is added a collection list. So I just went, you can also add it here. You go to plus and you go to this little element here. This is a collection list, CMS. Or like I did, I just press Command E and I can just say collection. And you select it and you drop it. Once you are in a collection list, then you can change the settings of it. Where is the data coming from? And where's the source of this data? It's already logged because I already inserted elements, but you can select, you can create multiple collections and then you can insert where's the data coming from. So I already put those ones. And actually, I have to create more collections actually later. But anyway, that's the idea. Once you selected where the data is coming from, then you can populate your design with those elements. So each item, inside of each item, you can just start adding elements. So for example, I want to add a name. Let's say that I want to add a name. So I can just drop a heading. And they're all, right now, they all say heading because it's repeated the same content. So if I were to just put one, everyone, all the elements, all the items just say one, which is boring. That doesn't mean anything. Come on, Pablo. So but I can change the value of this text to come from my my collection. So here I select that element, and since inside one of the items, I can say get text from name. Pow. And now, see that. It's populating with the data that is coming from the collection. If I had more items, more fields in that collection that have other text, I can use those too. But anyway, I don't actually need that. But this is how I was able to just change how the image will look here, because the image could be just that, but I can also say, hey, get the content of that image. Oh, now it's not allowing me. Get the content, get image from, and then you select the field. I want it to be the PNG or the SVG. Let's do the SVG, and now it auto-populates all of that. That's my, that's what it is. Okay, so last but not least, let's add a couple of buttons. What do you think? Let's add, I'm going to add a div block, and then this div block is going to have two little buttons, a little button here, and then copy, paste. So now it has two buttons, and then this div block is going to have, it's going to be flexbox. That way, both buttons are next to each other. I'm going to align them to the center. And then I'm going to change the buttons to be, I'm going to create my own collection button. Let's see, is everything okay over here? Yeah, everything's okay. But in collection button, I'm going to style it to be different. So I'm going to black background. No, actually, you know what? White background and black outline. That's what I'm going to do. Black outline, and yeah, and then the size inside it, I think 12 should be enough. Should be enough. And then for some reason, these elements are growing too much, and that's because I think this is a to be center line. I don't know what's going on. I think it's because the text is too big. So let's change the text. Also, I'm all over the place. All over the place. Let's change the text. Let's change to 1. There you go. And let's change this to be PNG. And let's do this again. Let's copy paste and then change this one to SVG. SVG, baby. And now let's add a little bit of margin around it on the sides. What do you think? So let's add a little bit of margin to be 12 pixels. No, it's too much. 8 pixels should be good. 8 pixels. Oh my God. There you go. 8 pixels on one side. No, 4 pixels should be enough. I'm sorry, I'm being annoying. There you go. 4 pixels on one side and on the other side. And yeah, that's it. We can go home. Now let's add how is it gonna look when you hover over it? And I think we can do that. We can change that by going over here, and then see over here, we can change the states of it. And I want to select hover. Select hover, and I'm going to say that on hover, the color of it changes the background to be black, and the text changes to be white. Let's test it. Look at that. It's working, my friends. It's working. Now, let's... is there any way I can get URL? Get URL. There's no URL. I'll work on this later. But the idea is that the collection should have a URL for these images. And that's something that you have to do manually. Sadly you do. Now let's I'm going to add a little bit of margin over here over collection grid. It's too close to the edge, as you can see. So I'm going to add I think the margin of this grid is the padding between the elements is 16 pixels. So I'm going to add 16 pixels on the left and on the right. So let's add 16 pixels just so it looks good everywhere. Now let's add a class to this one, to this guy. No. I was going to add an animation to it, but no, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. We're gonna do it later. Okay, cool. So I'm sorry, I'm just being annoying with my voices. Okay, I think we're good. I don't know. It's just starting to look good. Let's add a little bit of padding here on the top and on the bottom. Right now, this section has no padding at all. Let's call it, let's use that same one, section with padding. Okay, what do you think? Do you agree with me? A section with padding. Section with padding. Let's see if it doesn't break my design. No, it doesn't break it. I love this. It's starting to look good. We have one more section and we're good. I'm really looking forward to create this one and see if we can add these elements. Let me just export this little guy. That I'm going to be flagged because of that song. Sure, Disney's gonna be coming for me. Okay, I'm going to mask this. That way I can just export without all these elements. That's what I'm doing right now. Let me put it all the way to the bottom. Let's mask it so I can create this asset. And let's see what's going on. Let's go to my mask. Let's remove that background. And now I can export it. Make it exportable. Let's export it as SVG. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a heavy SVG. So let's add PNG just in case it's too heavy. Okay. 2x. Let's export selected elements. And this is going to be called footer. I should call it footer here. Footer image. Footer image. There you go. We're almost done, my friends. Are you happy? I don't know. I am happy. I'm happy that we've been doing this together. You've been joining me in this ride. So before we start, I want to see if you have anything comments over here. TKM, te quiero mucho. Is that what you mean? Stretch it out, maestro. That lesson on how screen readers interact with header text. Where the whole watch. Yeah. Thank you, Shema. Okay. Thank you so much. You. Yeah, Jacobo Pawlowski, Jacob, he works with me, and love you, man. Thank you for joining. Everyone else, thank you for joining so much. We only have 28 viewers now. You have stayed all the way through. You are real champions. You should be proud of yourselves. You're fighters. You're fighting through this. Okay, cool. So let's go back to our design. We're almost done. We're almost there. Actually, let's publish it. Let's see it live. Let's see this whole thing with the collection. Let's see it. Let's refresh and let's see it. See, one thing that happens is that since it's min and max, then this reacts really well for responsive. Look at that. I didn't have to do the responsive and it's already working good. But it can also be too much. So you might want to have a maximum width to your container. And that way, but I don't know. I like it how it is. It's just that I don't have enough images to show. Wait, what's going on? Why is it not, the hover is not working? I don't know why it's not. Oh, now it works. It looks like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, cool. It just took a little while. You have to be patient. Okay, let's do the footer. Last section. Are you ready for this? Let's put on our footer wig. We are ready. We're ready to finish. We're ready to land this page. Let's do it, my friends. Let's add another section. Inside that section, we want to add a container. So let's add a div block. Oh, wow, what the hell? Div block. Oh, I cannot see with this wig. Oh, but Pablo, you wanted a wig. That's what you want. You're just looking for opportunities. Now let's add, inside that div block, we want to add a heading. And we want to copy the copy. Actually, we can just copy this. Let's copy this. Floating. Let's just, I'm just going to delete this guy. Just going to put this guy. Let's call this footer section. Bottom section. I'm a contrarian. Okay, and then let's change this to be 100 vertical viewport, 100 viewport height. And let's change the background to be black. Where do we change that? What's going on? And let's change it to be display to be a flexbox. And we want to center it. And we also want to center the text. Bow. Instead of this button, we're going to add our own button. So let's add a little button. And this button is going to be a custom button. So button outline, that's what we're going to call it. And And this button outline will have a dark background with a light. Actually, you know what? I should actually use button primary. It's the same button, but I'm going to add a variant. This variant is going to be outline. So this outline is going to add a little outline. So I'm making a subclass of my button primary. That way I'm using the same padding that I already added here and all that same styling. And I just reusing it, but I'm adding a variant to it, just like a subclass. Is that what you call it? I don't know. Somebody please correct me. A subclass, and then I'm going to add on this subclass, I'm going to add a hover state, and this hover state is going to have a white background. Bow, baby. And no, hold on. And a black text. Yeah, black text. There you go. And let's test it out. Boom, boom, baby. Now I can also add a transition. So I can say here, this is like if you add a simple animation between states in anything, not just buttons, you can add transitions. And in this transition, you can say, what are the things that you're going to be transitioning? And I think what we're transitioning is the background color. The background color. And I'm going to add 200 milliseconds. So let's test it out. See, now it's transitioning. It's a very subtle transition, but it's a nice transition. And now we want to add another one. This one is going to be for the text color. So let's go to typography, font color, and let's test it out. Boom, baby. Beautiful. Applause to you. Applause to this side that is coming together. I'm so excited, my friends. Now let's add that image here on the bottom. It has to be fixed to the bottom. So I think it's going to be just like a absolute positioning. That's what we're going to do. So first of all, before we add any absolute positioning inside something, we have to make this section relative. We have to change the, the position of this. Instead of static, over here, that's the default. We actually want it to be relativo. Relative. And I don't know why. I do know why. Just like hard to explain. I'm sure there's an article about this. I kind of know why. So, and I don't feel confident enough to explain it, to be honest. But it's something about like the positioning is relative to the parent. So if I had done it static and I had put an absolute position element inside it, instead of being relative to the footer, it would have been relative to the body. So we don't want that. We want it to be inside this container. Okay, cool. So let's, inside this little guy, we want to add our images. And again, this image should be fixed to the bottom. The position of it should be just pinned to the bottom. So I'm using pin. That's not the right wording. The thing is, it has to be in the bottom. Whatever the height of the container, okay? That's what we want. So for that, we want to add our image. Let's add an image just directly. And this image, let's choose it. Let's upload our new image that we just exported, which is, oh my God, sorry. I think it's bottom. Is that what we call it? A footer image. Yeah. Let's, 700 kilobytes. You gotta optimize the hell out of your images. Okay, and this image is not optimized. 700 kilobytes is a lot. It's too big. Okay, but for now, it's okay. We can fix it later. Pablo always fixes it later. Okay, so this one is going to be footer image. Okay, I'm going to create a class, and this class, the positioning of it, it's going to be, instead of static, we're going to do absolute positioning. Absolute positioning, and now that it's in absolute, we have these options. We can put it pin it to the top left, to up right, or bottom center. That's the one we want. Boom. Oh, what's going on? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's what we want. Sometimes you're like, that was too easy. So you doubt yourself. I did something wrong. That was me just now. I couldn't believe that it was just that easy. Let's publish it and test it. What do you think? Ave María Purísima sin pecado concebido. Okay, we have our hero section. Look at that. Oh, it needs more padding. It's too close. It feels too tight. Do you agree? It feels a little bit claustrophobic. These guys are not happy right here. So we need more padding. But now look at the spacing here. The spacing here is good. The elements are just like, these guys are happy. They're there. They're enjoying their time. These guys are just like, yo, give me some space. Now look at this. This is crazy that this has actually worked. Then we have our collection, and we have our footer. Boom, baby. This is great. This being let's resize it. Let's see what happens. That's not what I want. I can actually. Oh, I see what's happening. See, that was too easy. Too easy. I want the size of the image to be a minimum height. At this size, I want the minimum height to be what? To be 220. Minimum height 220. That is not what I expected to happen. What's going on? Hold on. What am I doing wrong? Come on, please, somebody help me. Okay, I have to figure it out later, because what I want to do is this image to be centered, and it's okay if it overflows. I just don't want it to be constrained to the size of it. I want it to grow. So I'll figure it out later. I think it's time. I'm going to undo it because this looks like crap. I'm going to polish it. And let me share again the link to this little dude. Let's do a couple of little details at the end before we end this stream. You can see it there live. Again, we haven't done the responsive. We're not doing that today. Another video, but that's going to be later after I eat, I guess. And what else? Oh yeah, let's do some final details that you're going to need for every site. And sometimes we just forget this stuff, and it's very important. In your page, you have some settings for Open Graph images. You have your settings for the SEO settings. And these are really important. If you want your page to be found by the Googles and the Bings, you want these settings to be correct. You want perfect keywords, your title, your meta description, all of that stuff. So let's, and you change it by going here, pages, home. You go to the settings, you click this gear icon, and then you open all of these settings. And you can even insert a custom code here if you want to. But today, what we want to do is change the title of this little guy. So we want to open Peeps, illustration library. I'll change these later, but let's actually go to our overview over here. I think I have some copy. Open Peeps is an illustration. Yeah, whatever. Let's copy and paste. Meta description. You want this description to be like an actual description, like be obvious. You know, try to think of like what people are going to be searching for. What are the words? What are the keywords that people are going to be looking for on Google on the search bar? Because this description will help people find your product. So this is really important. Now, you also want, I can just copy these for the Open Graph. Open Graph is like I think it's from Facebook. Facebook has this, I don't know, API. I don't know what it is. But the thing is that different social media grab your description, your title, and your image from this thing called Open Graph, which I'm pretty sure is from Facebook. I might be wrong. And you can just copy whatever that SEO setting. You can just also add it to the Open Graph settings. So you have also title, description, and the things that is different is that you also have an image URL. And this is the image that would show on the cards, when you share a link on Facebook, on whatever social media, or even any platform that allows you to do embeds, that image will show there. So very important, if you want your content to look cool when people share it, you want to have a cool image. So I'm going to save the settings. I don't have an image right now. Here, it only allows you here in Webflow to add a URL. So you have to add a URL. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to go to my images. I'm going to actually upload a cover image that I already did. Let me go to my design just to show you. This is an image that I created some time ago. Oh, it's not here. Oh, it's here, or it's over here. This is the cover that I will be using. It's just a grid of little people, just like a lot of people, just like all together. It looks so messy. It looks so cool. I love it. So let's use that. I already put it somewhere here. I'm sure. Cover, is this the one? Yeah. Let's use one of these. Let's put cover 1. Okay, and now here it's here, but you want the URL. So I can just open it and then copy this URL and then go to the page settings again. And then here on the Open Graph image URL, I can just paste that URL. And look at that. Now it's looking like that. Now this is how the embed of your link is going to look. This is just a preview. So when you put it on Twitter, on Facebook, on any other LinkedIn, all of that stuff, this is how it's going to look. How cool is that, my friends? Okay, so that's really important. Another thing that is really important is your favicon. So that stuff, you change it on the project settings. You go to the project settings, and then here on the icons, you can upload your favicon and your web clip. I don't remember what this one is, but I seen it here and there. So let's upload. I already did some images. As you can see, I did an icon. It's 32 pixels and also one that is 256. So let's upload the one that is 32 pixels. Let's upload one that is 256. Let's publish it. And now we visit it. And look at that. Oh, yeah, boy. You look at that. It's there. And now your site is going to look a professional. I'm really liking this. I don't know. I'm really happy with how it's looking. I think it still needs a lot of work, but I think so far so good, my friends. Let's add a little bit of spacing here. Come on, we can do this. Come on. We have to finish that with those that people are just like happy with some space. Give me some space, Pablo. I want my freedom. So section with padding. Apparently 136 was not enough. That's going to change this one too, and I don't think I want to change that, so I'm going to duplicate it with with more padding. Yeah, not the best way to name your stuff, but if it makes sense for you, well, and that you're the only person working on this, then it's okay, I guess. The thing is that naming conventions, they have to make sense for you first, and then they have to make sense also for the other people that are collaborating with you, and then they're going to be using your design too. So, okay. I'm so excited. This is it. Let's publish it. Let's look at it for the last time. And, oh no, I closed the YouTube. Anyway, so you see it here. We have a little bit more space. I think it needs more, but we can change it later. Look at that. They look so good. These guys, oh my God. I'm so proud of us. This is it. Okay, I'm going to keep working on this. You can see live updates on this same link. So just if you want to, if not, on Monday, this is going to be released. However it looks, I'm going to release it on Monday, and you're going to be able to play with all this stuff. And I'm really excited to just like see all the cool stuff that you create with this, hopefully. And my face. And well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been it's been a ride, my friends. It's been a ride. Just like like being with you. Let me check the YouTube comments again. I'm so uh, I hadn't done this, and I had been putting this. I don't know. I hadn't been able to just like work on this, and I think putting it live really forced me to like. You have to do it, Pablo. So sometimes you have to do this kind of stuff to just like move. Force yourself, put deadlines on yourself, like set some challenges, and that way you're going to do it because now you told people that you had to do it, and now you have to do it. So thank you because you helped me do it. And yes, overflow hidden. You're right. And okay, to let it overflow. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. See, you're the experts on this. I'm going to try it out. Thank you so much for your comments. That's going to be super helpful. Again, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to be releasing this soon. It's going to be under openpeeps.com. I think it's going to be under another collection inside Open Doodles. I don't know, but it's going to be openpeeps.com. You're going to be able to download it on Monday for free and use it however you want. That's the illustration. That's the motto of this illustration library. Just like remix it, reshare it, make money with it, make t-shirts, make prints. I don't know. I want you to or build your own and then share it with the world too. That's what we're following here. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again soon, hopefully. Okay. And Pablo out. Pablo out. Hold on. How do I Pablo out this? I'm the worst. I'm the worst at this. How do I change it? Channel videos. Okay. While I do this, I also want to tell you, you should go to my to Instagram. I have an Instagram channel. Instagram profile where I just share a lot of comics and a lot of stuff. So if you're into that stuff, I would love you if you join me. And it's called just instagram.com/Pablo Stanley. I am going to leave a link here, and I don't know, follow me, smash that follow button, and I'm going to end the stream right now. Again, thank you so much for all of you visiting from anywhere. You just stayed all this time. I appreciate your everything you do, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.